Okay, I'm going to talk a bit about title creation for a paper. Sometimes creating a good title will be the difference, will make the difference in terms of someone reading your paper or not. Now, I'm actually going to go over some conservative titles that I've used over the years or that I've seen used, but you may aim for a sexier title. However, those are hard to create. Well, they're hard to create for me, but maybe they'll be easier for you. In general, you want to specify the relationship or what you're looking at, A, and its impact on B, or its relation to B, or something of that nature. And then you want to describe the population or the environment, the situation in which this occurs. So you might say examining the relation between A and B for population, whatever. And A and B can be a list of A, B, and C if you want. Another variation, you could say exploring the impact of A on B in environment, in a specific environment, assessing the effectiveness of A on B for something like that. An analysis of the use of, investigating the effect of, a formative analysis. If you have a very small sample, you could, or if you have a small sample, then you can say a formative analysis. So it's a beginning analysis. Understanding factors that influence, evaluating, using something to enhance something, predicting how A mediates B in environment, or the role of A in an environment. Certain population, like secondary school students' experiences in doing something, or a something approach, depending if you have a specific approach to doing something, or facilitating A in a particular situation. So those are starters, and I'm sure with your research question, once you have that, it becomes a little easier just to switch it to an actual title by using one of these. You can't use one or more. Using one of these beginning phrases for the paper. Now, sometimes there are unique studies. For example, if you're doing a review of the literature, you might say something like, whatever your topic is, in this case, gender differences in attitudes towards computers, a review of the literature. Or you might say a practical and theoretical approach to assessing computer attitudes if you're doing a measure and then the computer attitude measure. So it's sort of, you talk about what the content, and then you say a review of the literature or the name of your scale. A systematic evaluation of learning objects for secondary students. So when you're doing a large-scale literature review, or an assessment, you might say a systematic or comprehensive evaluation. And then if you're comparing something, you might, well, in this case, unstructured versus structured use of laptops in higher education, you might be doing a comparison study. Those are more specialized studies. Of course, there's virtually, not infinite, but there's many, many titles that you could use. I also advise just going to some journals and taking a look and seeing how they word their titles, and you'll get a feel for it. I think the list that I gave you, and I'll include that as a PDF, will be sufficient certainly for this project.